All right, YouTube, man, we about to go.
Right onto Jackson Avenue and take the Scott Street exit.
We about to go transmission rebuild shopping. That's what we about to do today. Transmission rebuild shopping. Because I'm just about ready to go ahead and drop this car off at somebody's shop. So
Take the Scott Street exit.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna check out a few shops and see what the prices is. Get a lot of quotes
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
of surrounding areas and see what I come up with. For the most part, everybody's saying $1,900 to $2,200 to rebuild that transmission. You know, and if I want the stall, of course, it's gonna be probably a little bit more. In the shift kit, it'll be a little bit more. So I don't know. I'm in a debate to see what I'm gonna do. You know, it's all depending on what I'm gonna do with the car in the future too. That plays a role too in what I'm gonna do. So I don't know, man. But you know me, I'll sell it. But I like the car, so I really want to keep it. But if somebody throw that right price up, y'all already know what time it is. You know, it's just fun with me, so I just get something else. So I don't know, man. We're gonna go to this first transmission place. I forgot what it's called, but I'm about to pull up here.
You want to see a price on getting a rebuild on it.
On a 204 87 Monte Carlo, he's got 204 in it.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what parts are available for those.
Yeah.
We probably ought to check first.
Yeah. You talking about a bench job, or you talking about bringing us the
Well,
whole
bring
car and us
bring
pulling
the
out?
whole car. But I got one that can be benched, and then you say, "Hey, bring the car." So I guess.
Okay. Yeah. If you got one out that you can bring to us, we can pull it apart and see what all it needs, and they give you an exact price on it. I mean, you're gonna be somewhere for the bench job between. If it just needs a banner kit in it, somewhere around $1,000 on the transmission for a bench job. But if it needs a pump and drums and different things like that, it might get up closer to $2,000. Then you're looking about $1,000 to put it in the car. So it's gonna be between $2 and $3 grand, basically.
2 or 3 grand, 700 or 400 change drive shaft, all that. I just want to know, what would you charge to rebuild the 2,000?
They're high. The converters are high on it.
Okay, that's fine, because everybody said the same thing. But if I wanted to do like a 2,800 stall, it'd be more, of course, more money.
Whatever the difference, the $2,000 comes with a stock converter. Whatever the stall costs over the price of the stock one. I'm gonna spend the money on a stock one anyway. So if it's $100, I'm gonna take $100 off the stall. That makes sense.
Okay.
Whatever the difference is in price is how much more the stall will cost.
It has a stock rear end, but I was coming to see what would you all charge to rebuild a 204R transmission.
In the car or out of the car?
I got one out of the car, I got one in the car, but so I really wasn't looking for a bench build, but more so a.
If you ain't looking for a bench build, it's going to be a while. If you're looking for one, just to build one on the bench for you, it'll probably take us about a week. If you want us to do the whole car, right now we're probably about 2 weeks out before we can take it.
That's fine. I'm really trying to get more so quotes to try to see.
Price-wise, you're probably going to be looking 1,200 to 1,500.
That's to take it out and put it in?
Yeah.
Rebuild it? Well, 1,500. That ain't bad. And if I want a stall converter, I can buy my own converter and shift kit or whatever.
Just tell us what can you got in it and everything beforehand. That way we know how to set the transmission up.
All right, YouTube. So far, everybody is saying $2,000 to rebuild. The last two transmissions shops say they don't mess with it like this. So I'm about to go in here to Millington Transmission and see what they say.
Okay, unfortunately, we're not doing anything with older than a 97 right now. We just can't get the parts for them. We can't get the parts. And anything that's upgraded or performance, he's not doing either. Too many bad apples spoiled the bunch for that. But you can check with Marlon over at Transmission Doctors. And he on Easley Street.
Okay.
He has a container that he kept full of parts. So some things he has and he can do.
Okay.
So I would definitely check with him.
I'm just trying to get rebuild. Get a quote on it.
All right, we charge $50 for the diagnostics and go from there. Okay. So we can check out the car to see what we got to work with. Just because it's an older car, things like the transmission line, the throttle pressure cable, U-joints, all those things, anything that plays a factor on the longevity of the transmission, that's why we do a diagnostic, so we see what we got to work with, so I'm not having to back up and punch.
Okay. Well, I know it's not transmission. This shop right here got recommended by a lot of people that I talk to. So we are here.
You have arrived.
Stock rear end, and it got a 200 metric transmission, 204R.
Lord.
And I didn't want to.
It ain't got much of a transmission in it.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, I didn't want to have to wrestle with trying to find a 700, trying to find a 400. So I was just gonna rebuild that 200 and slam it back in there.
We should put a 350 in the place of it. Is it overdrive or not?
It's overdrive.
Oh, it's 200 R4.
Yeah, R4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of, I like the overdrive because I be on that interstate a lot. So I was trying to kind of keep that. That's one
You
reason.
cruise this car, huh?
Yeah, I drive. If I need to go to Nashville, I want to get in and go.
This little nice road around there.
Well, that 204 won't hold a whole lot of power, I'll tell you that
Yeah.
on the front end,
Yeah.
because it's just not designed to. I mean, it'll hold decent, but
The 355 don't have a lot of power.
well, if you don't, you're the one that will dictate what it lives or not.
Right.
If you're not just dogging the hell out the car, it'll live in there. But if you know, I did one in the Warfare Monte Carlo a few years ago. Worked good firm shifts and everything. I done all the shift kit, done everything to it, put a little stall in it for him. And it was gone about a month, he'd air traffic controller. Real nice car, had one of them ZZ 350 horse 350s in it. That's something we could run. Had electronic fuel injection on it and everything, it would run.
Okay.
It was a 70 mile Monte Carlo.
Okay.
So he put all this in. It did good until he went to the racetrack with it.
Yeah.
And it started messed up after he went to the racetrack, so he brought it back to me. And of course, when he said the second pass, and I looked at him, I said, what do you mean the second pass? Well, I was at Memphis out there, I said, this ain't a race car, brother.
Yeah.
It's a hot rod transmission. If you go to the racetrack, you need a race transmission. They're different. First of all, you can't get a 204 race transmission. You get a higher. What it had done is the clutches where the fingers of the clutches grab hold to the hub, it had bent them and turned them over. Because like I told you, that car was pretty stout. Told him, he said, what should I do? I said, either don't stomp it all the way off the line or stay away from the racetrack with it. He bought it to drive. I don't know what he's doing out to the racetrack with it.
Yeah.
But pretty hot little car though. So in that saying, they won't take a lot of abuse, of hard abuse. Now they'll take some abuse, but because they put them in the turbo, they come out in the turbo Buicks, and they also come out in the SS Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
They come out probably, what year's your car?
87 LS.
So your car probably come out with that transmission.
Yeah,
in it.
they do.
So they'll hold a certain amount of horsepower. I just have to look. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm about 2 weeks behind before I can look at anything right now. But if you'll stay with me and check with me in a couple of weeks, I'll try to see what the good stuff, the good clutches and good band and all that, and what a good shift kit costs to put in it and get them out here. And you say it needs a little bit of a stall in it. How many camshaft you got?
Now that I don't know because I got it from another guy. He said he put a 2200.
Oh, that ain't much.
Yeah, it ain't. I was thinking about 28.
Yeah. I'd have to listen to the car and see how I will tell you.
Yeah.
That dictates where you don't want no more stall than you have to have.
Right.
If you don't need but 2200, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Anything you put bigger, it'll make a lot of racket, but it won't be as fast.
Right.
It might sound like it's flying, but you put it on the clocks and you'll find out it ain't as fast. I've been through all of this on that, but if it needs more than a 22, then it'll be lugging it. You don't want it when you pull up the red light trying to kill the motor and lug and jump and jerk and stuff. You want it to idle good when you pull up.
Right.
That's mainly what stalls for anyway. A lot of people think stalls make the car faster. No, it ain't either. The camshaft is what makes it faster. It just it's required a stall to get it back up in its power range again so it'll run.
Gotcha.
Because if you put a big cam in it and put a low stall converter in it and it lugs the motor down, it's going to be a little lazy until it gets up in its RPM range and then it'll take off. That's the reason I asked you about camshaft. All camshafts have a certain working RPM range. Some of them are good from 2,000 to 6,500. Some of them are good from 2,500 to 7,000.
Gotcha.
And then the smaller cams will be good for like 18 to 45 or 5,000. And you want to see what that working range is because you want to get your converter in that working range to the best part of where your motor runs the best at.
Okay.
We fool with it too, but ours run the best at 6,000.
Gotcha.
And I don't think you need to.
Nah, I don't.
Ours got real big camshaft, but ours are race cars, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want our converter to go 6,000 when we hit it
Yeah.
because our motors run best between 5,500 and 7,500.
Gotcha. Okay.
So your motor's going to probably run good between 1,800 and 2,500.
Right.
It's one, the
That's
power.
probably the stall. The stock one is about 1,800 probably. Ain't
You
it?
can get a 2100 stock installed.
Yeah. Okay.
They make one 21. They make one that's either 2050 or 2150
Okay.
stock for them cars. Come out in the SS Monte Carlo.
Yeah. 2025 something like that.
And,
yeah.
And yeah,
Something
because I bought them before we put in cars when they didn't have a real big camshaft and they didn't need a whole lot of stall. That's what I've done. But if you need, if it needs 2800 stall, then it'll have to be aftermarket something.
Yeah.
And that'll cost damn near as much as the transmission does.
Yeah. Right.
Because you want to buy a good one if you're going to buy one.
Yeah.
I tell people don't go out and buy one of these cheap like Boss Hog and shit like that because they're going to end up biting you. Buy a good one somewhere like that, PI, TCI, or BP, somebody not, or B&M, some of these known reputable people that sell converters. Buy a good one, and you may pay a little bit more money for it, but you get what you pay for it.
Gotcha. Okay. I probably just had to load it on the trailer because I stay in Memphis. I just have to load it on the trailer and get it here so you can listen to it and then.
When I can get to where I'll do it, we can get it here. That ain't no problem.
Okay.
I got a record that they'll bring it here.
Okay.
There's like charges about $100, but I mean it's better than trying to drag it up here.
Yeah. And I got one that I took out and put in, but it wasn't no good. The reverse went out in it. So
It's
I
a
was
weak point over the reverse.
So I said I ain't taking it back out. I did it myself, but I said I ain't doing it again. So I gotta get it.
No, and let
Nah.
me tell you something. The cable that hooks up on it, you gotta have that cable
Oh,
set
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
If you don't, it won't last no time. Of course, reverse is not something that cable really affects. The shifting is where that cable
Right.
affects.
That's why I was telling him to do. He gave me the money back because I'm like, I got the transmission hooked up right, the fluid is right. It should automatically go in reverse.
Yes.
It should go in reverse.
Yes, it should go in reverse without that cable even hooked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It should go in reverse and go forward. It just won't. It'll just shift real quick and slide into each gear.
Slide into each.
Because that cable's a throttle pressure cable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where you set your pressure. And on that particular car, I like to set it a little on the high side.
Yeah.
I like for it to shift a little bit late.
Gotcha.
That way you're on the high pressure side and you're not straining it all the time. If you let it shift too quick, then it's under a load all the time when it shifts.
What's just a ballpark of what you would charge to rebuild one with a shift kit installed, or with the stock?
I'm gonna take a guess, but without the converter stuff. Well, right now, if you brought one in for me to put good clutches in it, I mean, pull it out of the car and everything.
Yeah.
And if you brought it in for me to do it, it'd be about $2,150. That's for me to pull it out, rebuild it, and with a stock converter back in it, and put the red line clutch and the Kevlar band and stuff in it. Now I'd have to check on the shift kit. I think I can include the shift kit in that, because I'd like to do a B&M shift kit or something.
Somebody else.
Something a little more performance oriented. We can get shift kits from our supplier, but they're more shift correction and shift improvement.
Okay.
In your car, you want more of a performance one for performance on it.
Gotcha.
And I'd have to see what B&M got for them. I'm sure they're not much more than $100.
Right. Yeah. So.
But yeah, you'll be somewhere up in that area, give or take a few dollars one way or the other.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I was referred to you for about 2-3 people, so.
Oh yeah,
I was
that's all
like,
way you find me.
Yeah.
Because I don't do no
Who referred
advertising.
Yeah. In Fraser, what's his name?
Oh goddamn.
I can't think of his name.
Wasn't a transmission shop, was
It
it?
was a transmission shop.
Landon's.
Yeah, that's who it
That's
was.
Todd.
Yeah.
Todd, yeah, Todd.
Landon and I went to school together.
Yeah. And just basically people off the street that I've been
A
talking
bunch
to.
of people on the street. Now
Yeah.
I'm from Fraser too.
Okay, gotcha.
I was born and raised there.
Okay, yeah.
And
so-
built transmissions behind my house there for 100 years.
Mm.
Everybody knew me out there when I worked for the other person about 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I went in business myself, but until then, I worked for the other guy and I built transmissions at night on the side to make extra money because I like race
Gotcha.
cars and shit like that. And
Gotcha.
when you're working for somebody, you can't afford that stuff.
Right.
So I was willing to work at night and ended up, don't got no regrets. It ended up good for me. I built race cars and had fun with it. Still got them.
Okay.
Got too many. We got 4 of them right now.
Mm.
A dragster, 67 Camaro, one behind me right here.
Yeah. Okay.
A 91 Camaro, which is that black one over there, and then we just got 2 buildings at 10 right here.
So y'all go to Holly Springs, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we'll be there this Saturday.
We were
This
Matter of
Saturday?
fact, Jody just called me.
What did he say?
Won't know if I'll be on the team. Since all y'all piece of fuck, half my crew's going to the million.
Okay. This
I told him, put me down. I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I probably ain't gonna run the million, so.
And if something happens, see, they fucked that deal up. They're gonna do it on Saturday.
All right, YouTube, man, I done made it home, man. I'm a little tired, man, laying down, so I got about 2 for sure that I'm going to end up going to. So I don't know. Right now everything is probably looking at like 2,300 for the most part. So I'm probably gonna end up really just who got the best turnaround, because I mean the price is the same. Basically the price is the same. So basically I'm looking at who got the best turnaround right now. You know, because the price is the same. That's 3-4 shops that I done went to. I know other shops gonna be the same. So man, that's what we gonna roll with, man. Y'all just stay tuned, man. I'm gonna keep y'all updated to see who I go with, and we're gonna get this thing rebuilt and get it back on the road, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm out.